It's time to gather together. Either I'm Yelta and I'll be buying the first round while we chat about Final Fantasy XIV. This is episode 182. Pull up a chair and join us. On the menu tonight, Mentor System Update. Letter from the Producer Live, Part 55 is set for October 18th. Additional plots coming to all residential districts. Duty Commenced, Episode 33, archive now available. GARO collaboration ends soon. Patch 5.1, Vows of Virtue, Deeds of Cruelty, special site is now live. All Saints Wake returns on October 17th. Developers blog, and we'll take some shots from the official forums. All right. I haven't been to the official forums in a hot minute. But let's shoot this shit. What has been going on this week? Hi there, Ruby.
Hi, Yelta. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Me too. We did a lot of talking before the podcast. I feel like I've done all my let's shoot the shit even prior to the podcast because I was just talking about a whole lot of nothing, like a Seinfeld episode.
I may have said save it for the podcast to myself about 4 times.
Yeah, repeat it in your head, but whatever. It's all good. I haven't had much to share in the way of Final Fantasy XIV because I'm still kind of on hiatus. I'm waiting for 5.1 to drop, which it was good to get some info. I'm also waiting for All Saints Wake because typically that's been a pretty decent event, and I'm excited for what's coming in it, and I can't wait to talk about that here in a little bit. But we were talking earlier about, like, I'm still playing some Cube World for whatever small bit of joy is left in that that shipwreck of a game, because Wole has not said anything since the launch, and people are wondering what the heck is going on with Cube World, and the modders are all doing their best to come up with something. I think there was a modder that even said they found the old XP system buried down deep in the code. So I don't know. I just wish Wole would come out and either give a roadmap or say, I'm done, here's the source code, be done with it. But just same stuff. Yeah. And so I've got a plus yellow sword that I'm able to kind of run around and do stuff with. I went into a spooky forest last and kind of logged out there, so I'm going to try a new biome and see how it goes. And I've got this like little hacky thing that lets you use the boat and the hang glider once you cross zones.
You do have that, huh?
Oh yeah, that's like, I still feel like if you get the boat and the hang glider, there's still
just keep it.
There's still some challenge with, trying to build up weapons, because I've got some plus stuff, but I've got like, my plus body is a white, my plus hands is a green, my plus ring is a blue, and I've got a plus yellow sword, that's the most important part, right? I need to be able to kill shit.
Yeah.
So I can do the whites and the greens, I'm sure, maybe even the blue dungeons, and start picking up gear again, and then clear that biome relatively quick, and then kind of go the surrounding. But you and I were talking about how the original, the alpha, had the generated map where what's the term, procedurally?
It's procedurally generated, right?
Yeah.
I think you even gave it a seed, so your map would never match my map.
Right. Well, that's not even the case any longer. It's the same map. I heard that Wole has a house at .00. A small little house is there with him and his dog and his wife, which is cute, but it takes away from what was amazing about the game in the first place.
They could do a seed that starts after and just replace the middle with a house. I mean, they could leave that in there. I was disappointed when my sister joined my game, and it just took her to that spot on my map, and then I liked the fact that I could quick travel to her for free, but nah.
Yeah, no adventure of trying to get to each other. Yeah. So anyway, that's one thing I'd been playing, and I picked up Dragon Quest XI a little bit longer just to kind of goof around with it, make sure my PlayStation 4 still works before the PlayStation 5 fucking comes out, and that, because they announced that they have a date for PlayStation 5, and I don't remember what it is, but
I don't remember what it is. I think
it's coming.
I haven't read anything.
So, get ready for that. I feel like I'm consoled out. Like, I bought the PS4 and I have like 6 games. I've beaten them all except for Dragon Quest XI. I still want to play Dragon Quest Builders 2, but I'm kind of PS4'd out. There was no other big title. It used to be I'd buy a new console for the whatever Final Fantasy game was coming out. But I bought PlayStation for 7, PS2 for 10, so on and so forth. I built a PC for 11, and it just doesn't feel like that's the game anymore. And I guess there's still Death Stranding I don't know what the fuck is going on with that game. Nobody does. I'm not even sure Kojima knows what's happening. So that's one of those, like, I guess I'm kind of consoled out. I love my Switch. I think that's the console to beat, in my opinion, because it's handheld and it's beautiful. And you know, I lean towards handhelds a lot. So anyway, there's that, and shit, whatever else. I was just playing with my son. I don't know. I really haven't been doing a whole lot else, and I've been enjoying it. In fact, you said you hadn't been on the official forums in some time. I hadn't either. I hadn't for probably 2 to 3 weeks, and I got on it today because I was building notes. The last 30 minutes of work today, and I took a look at it. I tried to dodge any of the stuff that I felt was kind of gross. In fact, the let's take some shots isn't really super negative. I don't think I'm ready to handle that negative stuff.
I can't do that right now. I don't know why. I can't have more negative right now.
Yeah, I just don't really want to soak in any negativity. And the fact is, the game itself is I think it's in a really good spot. I mean, they're going to be making tweaks to some jobs and that kind of stuff. But again, the game is in a really good spot. I don't have any complaints with the game. Sometimes it means staying away from some of those avenues that you hear a lot of toxicity in. Because I honestly don't have any negative experiences when I'm in game. So your mileage may vary, but
yeah.
Very few. It's maybe one per expansion. You get one like, whoa, what the hell, But beyond that, no. So I am excited for 5.1. I'm excited to get into the near raids. I'm excited for the crafting and gathering stuff that's coming about, and I'm really looking forward to All Saints Wake. And I think Senna, my wife, and I will get together and do that, and it's going to be a blast. And I don't know, I'm ready. Fall weather is hitting. You were talking about you got snow already. I just had a cold front come in. Soon. Okay, very soon. I've got cold weather that just came in here. I'm feeling pumpkin-y. I saw that beautiful carriage that we may be getting soon. So I'm ready for All Saints Wake. I'm ready for fall. So that's what I have been up to. Yelta, what about you?
My life has been farming together on Steam.
Cool.
That has been my entire life. I have never played a game in my life that has made me want to do one more thing. I am very susceptible to that. I mean, I have not been sleeping, and it's a super casual game. You have your farm, and I can go visit Kariri's farm, and I can go visit my mother's farm, and I can, depending on settings, I can gather, and I can plant, and I can feed their animals. It's just, the whole game is just farming. But the really addictive part is you have 4 seasons. Every season is like 17 minutes. So every 17 minutes, new crops are available to plant. Some crops can't be planted in the summer. You have to wait till I have to wait till next spring. So I can't. And there's little quests, and they're like generated. So you need these flowers and these vegetables. You need strawberries, and you need lilac, and you need cow's milk to fulfill this quest. So you have to like plan out your farm. All right, how can I do this and that? And there's tons of unlocking. So there's just like, your farm has a level, you personally have a level. Your personal level is pretty much all cosmetics. The farm level is a lot of buildings. You have houses you can go into and decorate, and you can like cook stuff, and they can do tickets, and you could, so, and then you level up the cooking to unlock all the recipes. You have a piano, and you level up music and painting, and you have to do all this stuff to unlock stuff. And then, like for crops, to learn how to grow a certain melon, I had to grow so many watermelons to learn how to do it. And they have events. So just today, they just finished having a event like yesterday. There's an event today that runs for 6 days because it's their 1-year anniversary. It's kind of adorable because we're planting candles. The crop is candles.
Okay.
And they're adorable. So you plant the candles on your farm, and then they grow for 4 hours, or you can more quickly if you water them. And then you harvest them and unlock other stuff for this event. And then there's going to be a Halloween event shortly after that. So
cool.
But every 17 minutes it resets. Every 17 minutes my trees bear fruit for that season. So I have to go through, and there's a lot of trees. So I go and farm up all my trees, and then you have to turn the apples into preserves and sell that, and so there's stuff there's different currencies. None of it's bought in currencies, but it's just and like since it's every 17 minutes, it's like, all right, I'm gonna go to bed as soon as I'm done with harvesting this field or planting and harvesting this field. I'll plant the stuff that takes 2 days to grow or a day to grow, and then I'll come back tomorrow. Just leave your farm up because Carrie might show up and harvest and plant again for me, or do a couple quests for me, because you get buffs for helping on the other people's farms.
I see.
So if you've seen my game be up all the time on Steam, I'm not actually playing it all. I mean, I'm playing it, but like if it's up all day and all night, the game is just up, running, and strangers can visit and tend to my farm too. But then I'm gonna go to bed. Oh no, it's spring now, and I have a quest, and I can only plant this in the spring. So 2 hours later, you're like, oh, one more thing, and it's just so addictive.
17 minutes feels like just long enough, like you're about to drift off to sleep, and you're like, hold on, let me check one more plant. And then like you do it, and then like 17 more minutes later, it's like, okay, let me check one more thing. And it made me think of like when I was doing a lot of heavy duty gathering. I think this was like in the Heavensward days, and then you would have all your timers up. Well, yeah, you're going to go get like mistletoe, and then that like this rock is up next, and then you switch from miner back to botanist. This thing's up, and by the time you know it, that clock has turned back over again. You've done the whole circuit of an hour. And it's back to do it over and over, 6, 7, 8 hours of just staying on that circuit. Alarms going off. Is there a mobile thing with this? Can you?
There's not a mobile. Okay. You can get this game for the Switch. I have not gotten it for the Switch.
Crack on the go.
Yeah. My mom, my sister, and I are all playing it on Steam. So, but I think it's on like Xbox and PlayStation and the Switch. I know it's on the Switch.
Nice.
So. But I don't think my farm on Steam, if I logged in on the Switch, I don't think they're the same farm.
Oh, that sucks.
Right. So you have to have... So I'm playing it on my computer. And I'm watching a lot of The Masked Singer. I watched the entire last season just in my second monitor, because planting crops isn't really engrossing, right? It's fun, and I can't stop. I'm totally addicted. But it does not exactly take all of my brain power and all of my focus to do. So I've been watching like stuff that, or rewatching, and I do this a lot, rewatching series I've already seen and stuff on my second monitor. And so that just adds another thing too. Well, this episode is almost over. I'll just finish watching it.
Right. I find Hell's Kitchen is good for things like that. But it kind of makes you angry. So PvP, while you got Hell's Kitchen up.
PvP and Hell's Kitchen. All right, we'll do that. It'll be Lahi and Fates and PvP and Hell's Kitchen.
There you go.
Oh my goodness. So it's just like crap. I think it'll slow down now. There's not much more to unlock level wise. So I think what will happen is I will finish unlocking all the things. And then you just like build your farm and arrange it, and there's a lot of nice looking, cool looking stuff, right? So people have like the entire little Viking villages, and there's like a pirate hideout, and there's a lot of like window dressing and crops and stuff. So and then you have your fields that are just for making money or whatever. So I'll probably get my farm the way I like it, and then come back for their events. So. And their events, this one was the last two have only six days each. But it didn't take that much work to get 6 days worth. Especially if, like, I'm over on Kariri's farming and my mom, and we're all planting and gathering each other's stuff. It didn't take that long. So, I don't know. This game is just crack. It's just so addictive. And I even told my sister, I'm like, I'm kind of bored of this game. I said, but I can't stop. So they hit something there. And it's adorable, too. Right? And I love unlocking things. And I love leveling things. And I was talking to Kariri, and I'm like, it makes me so baffled when people don't consider leveling and unlocking things content. And for me, that's kind of its own reward. Is, you're doing this stuff with a goal in mind. And I get it. It's not for everyone. But that's part of why I like RPGs. And I've always liked MMOs because I like the leveling part of it. So that was it for 99.9% of my gaming time this week. And then I did log in to 14. Mostly wanted to make sure we still had a free company. I should probably pop it. No, I popped into my house. And then I did a little crafting. I still have got 3 crafters that aren't level 80. So I wanted to at least do the weekly custom deliveries. And then I went to the Gold Saucer and, did, I don't remember, fashion report and whatever else. I did my weekly gold or cackpot. But that was it. And there was no one on. So I don't know if I was at one of our peak times or if other people are just not playing that much either. Which is possible too. Right? So, but I'm starting to feel the itch. I keep thinking like Beast Tribe dailies are coming, and that gets me logged in every day. And usually if I log in, I'm also gonna, run a couple roulettes or something. And, if that gets me in, and then maybe someone's like, hey, I can't hold any more treasure maps. Anybody want, you don't always have to schedule everything. You can be like, I don't know, one Saturday I was just like, I'm going to log in 2 hours and run maps. If anybody wants to come do maps with me at, noon, let's go. So, but I don't know. I've kind of given up. I'm not going to try to get all the GARO stuff. I was going to try to get all the mounts, but I just decided I don't care enough. Which is weird because it's
hard though.
I got the fucking Yokai Watch stuff, but that was something I knew I could do, right? But I don't know if I can win all these matches.
That's the issue. Yeah, it's as much as and we'll give the little warning because they keep warning us, GARO's going away. But there's only so much you can do when the other depends on what you're getting into. But if you need wins, it's kind of luck of the draw. You can't carry a team. If you're doing front lines, there ain't no way one person is carrying your team. Unless if you're doing that, you're probably that one outlier that's running away from the rest of the group. Don't do that. So it's going to be really tough to pull that out. I think the one horse, there's one that's like 10 wins.
I've got one horse. I do have one of them.
Ginga, something like that.
Yeah. But there's 2 more. And yes, if I had been steadily doing PvP maybe for a couple hours a week or an hour a week since the event came out, I'm not trying to make mistakes. Or not I'm not trying to make excuses. I could have it if I worked at it, but I don't enjoy PvP enough to do it regularly, and we don't win enough for me to really feel like it's not really for me. So this will be like the first event item I didn't get everything of, and I was gonna buy more of the gear sets, but I got like white mage, black mage, and some of like the ranged like archer stuff because it was pretty, but most of it I didn't care for anyway. So I'm not gonna buy all the stuff just to say I bought all the stuff. So all right, but that was my week. You can shoot the shit with us on our website, www.gtffxiv.com. Let us know what you've been up to. All right, the first round is news. People are up in arms, man, and I still don't think it's enough, but the mentor system is updating. They're basically taking the current stuff and just increasing it. So in patch 5.1, they're going to change the requirements for mentor status. And these changes apply not only to players who wish to become mentors, but also if you already are a mentor, you could lose your mentorship. So if you want to keep your mentorship, you have to figure this out.
Yeah.
All right, there's different kinds of mentor. So until now, features available for battle mentors and trade mentors were largely the same. However, this is changing. Those who achieve mentor certification as a disciple of war or magic can change their online status to PvE or PvP mentor. So still not really making it so you had to even done PvP to get the PvP mentor, right? But whatever. Those who achieve mentor certification as a disciple of the land or hand can change their status to trade mentor. Certification as a trade mentor no longer grants access to the duty roulette mentor. Prior to the update, all mentors had the option to change their online status to mentor. So that's changing. I think that's good though, because if you going to say you're a mentor, I'd rather be specific. I would never put on PvP mentor.
Oh God, no, I
wouldn't. Because no. All right, so battle mentors. This is a patch 5.1. This is what's changing. It used to be 1,000 dungeon raids or trials, and it's 1,000 raids or trials. So that hasn't changed. It used to be 300 player commendations. It's 1,500 player commendations. Complete any level 8 tank, roll, melee DPS, or range DPS role quest. And it's really kind of the same. That one's the same. So that's it. That one's really, the only difference is the commendations. 1,500 commendations isn't hard. I know we have someone in our free company who plays a lot of alts, though. So he's going to lose some of his mentor status on some of his alts. Mm-hmm. But through natural playing, he should regain that. So,
yeah, if you're one that levels your jobs, yes. I mean, you've got to have the tank, the healer, or one of the DPS types leveled up. But like in our friend's case, he plays a lot of roles. So, yes, that's the case.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of the begging has already started. I think Tales from the Duty Finder Reddit had already people begging for commendations so they don't lose their status. And I'm like, man, I will actively not commend someone because they're like begging for it. I don't know why that bothers me.
Oh, it's terrible.
All right, renewing mentor certification. Players who are currently mentors must renew their certification within the specified period by meeting the requirements and speaking to one of the Smith NPCs. And those are scattered all over. I think they're in all 3 of the starter towns. There's one out by the level 15 dungeon. Oh, what's it called? But it's probably Pirates Quest. Why can't I think of the name of it? I'm old. Sastasha.
Yes.
Anyway, so that's pretty easy. So the renewal period is from the release of patch 5.1 to December 2019. I don't know how you can have an end cap on renewing.
Well, I think that's because it's going to go into the next phase of what the mentor changes are going to be. I think this isn't everything.
Oh, you think this is like phase 1?
I think this is phase 1.
All right, so yeah, it says go to Limsa, Olda, Hall of the Novice, and, Gridania, whatever, and apply for mentor certification. So I'm going to have to check. I think I have all these things. I've done a tank quest. I've done a healer role quest. I've done a melee DPS or range DPS.
You've got like 3,000 commendations.
I've
don't
got
you have your
tons of commendations. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, by the way, real fast way to get commendations without begging is just do guild tests. Queue up for tons of guild tests. They're really fast. And I don't know, I've had good luck getting commendations, and I only say hi. I never beg, but I usually say hi at the beginning of a dungeon. That's about it. All right, mentors who did not renew within the specified period will be unable to access the following features: Duty Roulette Mentor, and the ability to change online status to PvE Mentor or PvP Mentor or Trade Mentor. They'll still be able to be in the Novice Network. An icon will indicate that they are a mentor who has yet to renew their certification.
See, I think it's a cooldown period or something. Like, as they shift into this, they're taking away some of the things, but letting you still be something. And then probably after December or whenever this planning date is, they're going to put the hard switch to whatever, and you'll lose everything. I don't.
This is like a soft.
Yeah, I think it's a soft reset because people.
Soft enrage.
It's just a softie. I don't know what to call it. It's limp. There's a lot of people upset with this, and I think it's
God, yes.
It's the bro mentality. Personally, I think it's a bro mentality. Tell me why I'm wrong, but I think there's a bro mentality about being a mentor. And we've talked about this before. Take the crown off of the mentor stuff. I hope that there's a change to it, that they decide they go back to like an M in a circle or some kind of symbol, since we've got 3 different
sides. Is that what you're telling me?
It's so cool. The bros want it. I suggested changing it to a fedora, a mentor fedora, because it's just to me it's gone beyond cool, bro. It's become cringy. To put the crown on.
I don't put my crown on. I agree with all the people, and I don't know who said it first, but a lot of people have claimed that we should make it a watering can, because that would
I think it's a great idea.
The sprout icon, right? Watering can, sprouts, and I think that's brilliant. And it's not cool enough looking that anybody would put it on just to, I don't know.
I think somebody who's helpful will wear it. If you're really a true mentor and you want to help people, you'll wear it. If you're a cool guy bro, you're not going to put a flower or a watering can next to your name, because the whole point was to have a big e-peen with a crown on the tip. And I don't think those two mentalities go together. Would there still be bad mentors? Yeah, I think there would still be some bad mentors, but I just feel like that symbol has something to do with it.
Something to do with it. This has sparked a lot of conversation, not only in, are there always going to be bad mentors, and why can't we, anti-commend someone? People have talked about, could I trade one of my commendations to give this person a negative one because they were actively bad? And yes, people would probably find a way to gang up on people or something and steal their mentorship. People could decide they hate Yelta Sumasu, so they get all of their friends to try to queue up for stuff they know are going to run or whatever. But it also has caused this huge conversation again in what should a mentor really, what should a PvE mentor be expected to know or do? I don't expect a mentor to be able to tell me how to do everything in the game. It's supposed to help new people. It still makes me upset that I keep leaving Novice Network because the chat is cringy.
Yep.
And one of the things is, I really think and this is my personal opinion, of course, but I think mentor and newbie questions are more like, how do I unlock the fighting chocobo? And can anybody help me figure this out, or whatever, different things. It's not, it's not how to run Savage. I think by the time you're ready to run Savage, you should have found a family outside of... You should have managed to find someone or a group of people outside. There's not a weaning period, but I don't really... There are people like, you should have to have cleared the current Savage tier to be a mentor.
Right.
And I'm like, but these people just want to know where the NPC is to buy a new sword.
Right. How do I unlock dying my gear? How do I, those are the types of questions that Novice Network should be about, helping people with that early stuff. I saw that today as well. I don't know if that was on official forums or it was ripped from that on the Twitter account that posts the official forum, the crazy shit,
Yes,
But it was, I think a mentor should have unlocked all Savage content, has cleared all Savage and EX content before they become a mentor. Well, who are you mentoring to? You're thinking that kindergartners should be at a college level course, a master's level course for something. I mean, you're wanting to make it fun. Like, if you have elementary school students, you've got to make things fun, and you need to be enjoyable and happy. And, Miss Appleberry wants to talk to the kids and be happy and poppy and have a good time with the kids. Learn your ABCs. And I'm not making fun of the novices.
No.
I'm saying that
New people need help.
New people need help, and they want a cool, happy teacher, at least somebody informative, somebody smart enough. And I don't think commendations is necessarily the way that says that somebody is good, because somebody could run on healer, but it's not a terrible way to, because you're not going to commend an asshole.
There's nothing currently in the game that's better, right? There's no nothing. Measuring stick that we could use. I also have the unpopular position that I wish they would take extreme trials out of the mentor roulette. No one wants to do them in there. I have persevered sometimes. I have also, and I don't mind, because if I queue up for mentor roulette, I expect to be doing something for an hour. But I get like Shiva Extreme, and people just get mad, and people don't know how to play their jobs, and people pull without waiting for explanations. And when 6 people are new and 2 people are trying to mentor and no one's listening, it just makes people cranky. Mm-hmm. I've actually taken groups of those and been like, if you really want to do this fight, I'm going to leave now, and I'm going to put up a party finder. I've done it. And I've taken people, and if I've let the people who need the clear decide, are we going to desync or do it unsynced? If they just want to clear it to check their checkbox off, fine. We'll just go on, do it unsynced. Or if they really want to learn the fight, but I want all 7 people to actually care enough to listen to instruction. And then, I've joked, and it's happened to me a lot of times. I get Rathalos Extreme a lot in Mentor Roulette, and we have gotten through it many times with, half of us not knowing half of them not knowing what they're doing. But I feel like Mentor Roulette is not the right place to put that. I think that's harder content, along with like Savage. That's just, I don't know. Well, but not all of them are equal either. You can go into like a Ramu Extreme and still just murder it. I don't know. It's rough. It's rough, and I think that what is a mentor and what is a Mentor Roulette for? What is a mentor for? Is not well defined, and it causes strife. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
That was worth every cent.
But anyway, what do you feel like with the mentor system update? I don't think it's really enough, but I think it's a slow step maybe into a better direction.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I have some other thoughts, but I'm going to save that to when we talk about the official forum thing that I pulled, cool. Because it has to do with the commendations. I think there could be a better way that we commend people, and we'll talk about suggestions to them.
Okay. All right, letter from the producer. Live part 55 set for October 18th. It's coming up.
Yeah.
Friday at 4 a.m. I might not be awake Friday at 4 a.m.
Yeah, probably not.
They're going to post the URLs in the future. It's patch 5.1 part 2. So they've specifically said, including a sneak peek at Yorha, Dark Apocalypse, and Ishgard Restoration.
Great.
Plus also miscellaneous announcements. So if they're doing the letter on the 18th, that means we're not getting it before the 18th, but they said the end of October. Mm-hmm. So I think a lot of people still think it's the 22nd. Do you think they'll do the live letter on the 18th and give it to us on the 22nd?
It's possible. I mean, it's not like they're having to put it together between the 18th and the 22nd. I mean, it's basically good to go. And it may be a great announcement. It doesn't give people really time to plan in advance if they're going to take a day off or anything like that. But, but either way, it's either going to be the 22nd or 29th. I don't think they're going to push it in November. They've already said October.
I honestly hope it's the 29th because I think I'm going to feel a crunch because I haven't been playing. This is purely selfish of me. I'm going to feel a crunch when they announce the day to log in and get some shit done before the patch.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm excited. All right, additional plots coming to all residential districts. This spawned a conversation in our free company. Do we want to move if we can? And then we realized we would have to clear out our storage.
Hey.
Yeah, I don't know. Do people want to move? We should really bring this conversation up because if we want to move, we can put that stuff in storage, and others, and we could put them on like extra retainers and shit. But we are getting new plots. We are getting wards 19 through 21, and all the 4 residential districts, including subdivisions. So 180 new plots of land for each of the 4 districts. It's like 700 per server, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
And an apartment building will be added to each ward with a second apartment building available in each subdivision. That's cool. Can you only have one apartment? I can't remember.
Yes.
Okay. Please note the sales of plots in wards 19 through 21 will be restricted to free companies for a limited time. Then they're going to evaluate the housing market and decide when to remove the restriction on sales to individuals. Individuals may still purchase plots in wards 1 through 18 of each residential district. Players may still relocate any private or free company estates they presently own. So, I don't know. I'm glad they're adding more plots. I'm just kind of like upset because there's still so many like. If you go to, like, Gridania's residential board and click through the tabs, there are still some that, like, all have the same tag. Like, half of the ward has all the same tag, and I'm like, y'all don't need those.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of irritates me. Anyway, there is a additional plots and purchasing guide link to read more. It's just really a layout on how to purchase the land.
Has
and
arrows.
Screenshots. There's big arrows. Does it say click for an hour? No, these would be new. So this is going to be whoever gets there first. Whoever has the fastest internet.
Right.
Yeah.
But for those that, when it frees up some of those small houses, if free companies are upgrading their homes, this could be good for people trying to get those small houses that are been left behind.
Yeah, if a free company moves, that actually frees up some of those small and medium or even large, honestly, if somebody just wants to move to a new, people, maybe don't like because we're in the old, and not everyone loves that. I'm actually really like our house, and I love
our spot,
I
if people want to
really
move, then we can move.
And I think it's so funny that we live in the exact same house or the exact same plot as our previous free company.
Right,
That's the plot they got, different wards and whatever. But I don't know. But I'm also not opposed to moving if people wanted to do it. But I don't want to make I'm also not going to have all 8 officers or whatever clicking placards and logging on.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see what happens. All right. Duty commenced episode 33. Did you catch this?
No, I missed this one. We talked about it coming up, but I actually missed this one. I'm a little disappointed because I didn't see the new guy in action. But, I'm hoping it was good. I'm sure it was. You can watch the VOD if you'd like.
Yeah. I think I tried to watch it on my phone and the spotty connection was too poor. So I have to go to the Twitch channel and watch that. It's a nice one I could put in the other monitor while I'm farming.
Okay, I've got it pulled up. They did they're doing Savage. They're on E1S.
Yeah,
Let's see.
Let's
see. Did they clear it? I don't know. They're putting Namazu heads on. What? Oh, they're taking their G pose, and I think they cleared it. So got the good shit. Good shit.
Mm-hmm. All right, the GARO collaboration ends soon. We've already touched on this, but this ends with patch 5.1, which is probably, coming up in 2 or 3 weeks. It's the last chance to get these items. So the mounts can be obtained by blah, 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 speaking to Jonathan Old Gridania. There's a Fatal Feast. I think that's the one I have. Victorious in a 30 Feast. Feast is the one we usually do, right?
Right. No,
Feast
wait.
No.
Feast. We usually do front lines.
Do you use front lines?
Feast is the hard one.
Oh no.
4v4.
Okay. Yeah, I don't do that shit because I get yelled at the only time I tried to do it. Okay, yeah, I must have this one where you do the 10 frontline ones with having a title on.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one's a combination of 60 frontline or rival wings. I probably could. 60's a lot, man.
It's a lot.
I keep thinking, I could do a final push for this, but I don't know. Please note, you'll not be able to receive this reward if the achievements are unlocked after the GARO collaboration has ended.
So you can still get the achievement.
I think you can still get the achievement. You just can't get the reward. I kind of just wish they'd leave it in there.
It just doesn't make sense for them to remove it. Like, is there some kind of copyright deal? But it's still retaining the gear and the titles. So, like, then they paid for the rights? I don't understand.
They also warn us that heroic spirit shield can't be repurchased by the Calamity Salvager even after unlocking Echoes of the Golden Wolf achievement. Be warned, if this item is discarded, it will be lost forever, so don't throw it away. They recommend putting it in the glamour dresser. They are looking into the possibility of adding another invisible shield in a future patch.
Oh, okay.
I ran out and bought one just because
I have it.
Never know. You never know when you might want to have a paladin with an invisible shield. But I think they should just go ahead and put that with the Emperor's New. They've already got it. It exists. Just give us an Emperor's New version. All right. Patch 5.1, Vows of Virtue, Deeds of Cruelty special site is now live. This has, of course, all of our exciting screenshots and write-ups of the upcoming patch, which is loading extremely slowly on my computer because my internet sucks. Someone.
It's a lot of shit. There's a lot
of pictures.
It's very picture-y.
All right. Vows, blah, blah, blah. Hades is no more, and darkness at last returns to the mantle of night. But victory does not come without consequence. How will the Scions mend the wounds of this broken world? What nefarious forces dare rend them anew?
Wow, wow.
So, yeah.
I'm sorry, but point one stories are usually like ramp up stuff. I don't know.
I'm not expecting anything huge. What's really funny is so we did the whole Stormblood stuff, and I expected more of a reaction from the Empire I don't really remember. Maybe the stories aren't memorable. I don't really remember them trying to take it back. They wanted to poison all of us.
Yeah.
All right, so we are getting a new dungeon, the Grand Cosmos. All right, this is confusing a lot of people. The write-up about this talks about the source. They're not talking about the source, the planet that we are originally from. The source, if you look at the map of Lakeland, is actually a lake.
Yeah.
So long ago, in the far shore of the source, a great palace was built by elves. Now, this doesn't show up in the game right now, so I don't know by what magic. Does this
Elven magic, Yelta,
Elven magic?
clearly.
Well, and I'm like, does this exist now? Does this building exist somewhere
I've never seen
on the
it.
map, or is they going to patch it in? Because that seems weird. But anyway, it's a very beautiful building. I think was it you who were saying you got what vibes from the Vault vibes?
Yeah. This one does scream the Vault, and I love the look, and I love getting another manor, if you'd call it that, because Hawk Manor is amazing to me, and we've gotten to use that. I hope this gets used in other ways. I know you can't really use this for Halloween events because it's on the 1st or whatever, but I'd love to see. I just want to see it.
Yeah. I love so I like lily pads. I'm loving these. I'm digging these purple lily pads. I want like a little lily pad lake I could put in my house with purple lily pads.
Mm-hmm. I would honestly, I'm digging that this is from the Lakeland area. I need to dig more into Shadowbringers lore, and maybe the lore gods can help with this, or I just need to do more quests in Lakeland. But I want to know more about that story with whoever the Shadow Lord or whatever that they were fighting before the flood is, because it came from this area. That this was... The showdown happened in Lakeland is my understanding, and I want to know more about what that darkness was that the Warriors of Light for the first, the soon-to-be Warriors of Darkness, what they fought against.
Well, and the other thing people are getting caught up on is the wake of the flood. They're thinking, when was this flooded by water? And I'm like, but isn't the flood of light?
Yes, the flood is the flood of light.
Because, Reddit yesterday or today or whatever it was just all confused on what is the flood, and they're like,
how could you forget so soon? The flood. It's in the song.
But the flood of light.
The path that we walked was lost in the flood.
Yeah.
The flood of light. Okay.
Yeah, there's some people with memory or reading comprehension.
But there's
issues.
a lake, so flood water.
But I think combined with confusing with the source, which I agree is kind of a confusing.
That is confusing to call the lake the source and just call it Silver Tear Falls like we did.
Yeah, or something similar, right? Similar but different. All right, so let me look at these images. I love this. I don't know if she's a boss or what. She's another one of those bard, like the siren.
Yeah.
But she's her wings are branches. I love it. I think it's beautiful. I'm excited to have another dungeon to play. I'm less excited about this next picture. I'm not digging this gear.
Oh, you don't want to be a wolf?
I don't need to awoo.
Awoo.
No desire to awoo. I guess. I don't know.
It's okay. I don't really care. It's dungeon gear. I'm not terribly worried about it.
Well, my personal hope is that they really were going nuts with our
Isn't that the way, Yelta? Like when they come up with the odd number patch, or even some of the others. There's one shit gear, or gear, and then the other gear looks amazing. So obviously they're going to save the amazing gear for Yorha.
Yeah, I'm not saying this is terrible. It just the aesthetics do nothing for me. Some people were like the like the little like fox masks were cool, and it looks like they probably visor even.
Well,
So
look at
that's kinda neat.
look at the feet on these. This screams Vieira to me. Like this Vieira is going to be all over this. Right?
Yeah, but not every gear set has to scream Yelta wear me. So I'm.
Where is the Vieira in this picture with the headgear?
There is no Vieira in this picture.
Where's the Hrothgar in this picture with the
There
headgear?
is no Hrothgar.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wonder why.
Probably because they can't wear the headgear.
Oh.
I said it out loud.
Oh, no. Well, that's not as appalling as this next picture, Yelta.
Oh, too soon, right? A lot. So New Game Plus is coming. And who's in the screenshot?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, so we can cry all over again. I didn't cry. I liked that character. I really did. But I wasn't like how some people are going crazy for him. So yes.
Yes, Anshafand is here.
Anshafand is there.
He's got his shield out. There's no hole in it.
Mm-hmm. Oh. So, yeah, apparently there's a new game. I'm assuming this is the menu where you have New Game Plus and the different parts that you can click through, and then you click on them, and yeah, there's Shadowbringer, Stormblood, Heavensward, and yeah, nice menu. This would be kind of cool if you want to go back and play. I'm not sure what I would really use this for, so maybe nostalgia trips, or maybe for seeing stuff that isn't available for viewing in the Unending Journey book, I guess. Fellowships are also listed in here. These I'm still not entirely sure how we're going to use. They seem like bulletin boards that just let you post a message or something. So fellowships offer a new way for adventurers with common interests to band together. Join up to 10 fellowships on your data center or make your own and invite up to 1,000 players. Use them to announce community events, recruit for raids and dungeons, relay information to track down elite marks, and more. But it's not a chat channel.
Right.
And this one doesn't have a picture of a UI.
Yeah, I love it almost looks like an anime drawing of these characters in the middle with some screenshots of shit behind them. Yeah, I don't get it. And to me, okay, like these actually, I'm serious about this anime thing. The characters in front look in game.
They look drawn.
Well, they do. It looks almost like the character model, but for sure that Hrothgar looks drawn. Look at his face. That Hrothgar looks completely drawn to me. It's just a weird picture I don't know. I mean, it's a weird takeaway. Hot take, Ruby, or what would you call it? Weird flex, but okay. But it's a weird picture.
I was thinking maybe an intern did it. I don't know.
Maybe so.
But I expected
fire the intern.
No. I expected though them to show us a screenshot of the UI, so I could see what the hell, because I really don't understand how we're going to use these. Just set up one called Beach Party, and then are you supposed to join and quit them once the event goes by, or are you going to set up a fellowship that's like Monday Night Maps? Or Monday night, we're going to pre-make. Oh, this would be like, remember that guy who does the Fuck You Friday thread, always was doing 24 mans and trying to make complete alliances. I went with him a couple times.
I think this would be a good place for that.
That would be maybe something is, every Wednesday at 9 CST, we're going to try to create a whatever, or a flash mob, or a beach party, or
orgy, whatever you're into.
It could. I think I said it last time. I'm really hoping some of the maid cafes and I have nothing against them, but I don't really need them when I'm sorting through Duty Finder stuff.
Oh yeah.
I want to see content in the game I can run, and I'm not saying that RP stuff is not content. I'm just saying it. I still think it needed its own tab. It still need, something else. Right.
Well, I can see this being a very big hotbed for RP type events, message boards and love letters and whatever else. And this was a fellowship would be a great place for an RP community because it's bigger than a link shop, up to 1,000 people. You got 1,000 people in your RP community that are sending messages between each other. Think of the drama, Yelta, that could ensue with 1,000 RPers. The same community. You can't get 10 RPers to not have drama. So
I don't know, man. Anyway, yeah, I'm very curious on how we're going to use that. I'm kind of, part of me is a little bit excited to see if the community uses it or if it's just going to be ignored. Like that, remember that scheduling thing on the lodestone? We tried to figure out some way to make that interesting or work, or even the companion app.
Can you access the fellowships through the app? I'm shaking my phone in the air. If you can do the message board through the app, hey-oh.
Yeah, because if I could get invited to a fellowship, or while I'm out and about during the day, check to see if the fellowship message has been updated. Are they doing something tonight? I don't know. It's a loose group, right? It's like a loose collective.
Maybe you can't respond, but maybe you can check yes or no that you can come to a thing or something like that. Maybe there'll be limited connectivity. But I would like to see this outside of just in-game. I think it's great in-game if it's, used for the methods that I'm thinking of. Mm-hmm. But I think outside of the game would be great just as a distraction. You can look up stuff or see, what's going on. I think they got to use that app more. I don't know. Maybe they've added a bunch of shit and I haven't paid attention to it, but I don't think so.
I would really like if any of our listeners are actively using the app, what for, how are you using it? Or I don't know. I haven't. I do still have it on my phone. I was able to reconnect my character because remember for a while it was like it wouldn't even let me connect. It said that I couldn't even log in on it, and I'm like, I'm not an idiot. I
bet I have to update mine. I'm trying it now.
I uninstalled and reinstalled it. Yeah. All right, another thing I'm actually pretty interested in is you mentioned it, All Saints Wake returns on October 17th. Level 15 is what you must have to be. It runs from October 17th to November 1st. And again, they're doing this 7:59 a.m. stuff again, so whenever we say November 1st, for me that's really October 31st because I'm not playing on November 1st.
Right.
Anytime before 7:59 a.m. All right. You must have completed the quest. It's probably Pirates, which if you're level 15, go do right now. There's a mount. The Circus Resonator. I think this is a reskin of one of the Araman mounts, but it's cute. It's really cute.
Oh, I love it.
I think he's adorable and terrifying at the same time. I had the same thought as you, though, Ruby. I'm like, oh, this coach is also a mount. And I'm like, maybe when you move, it's pulled by ghost horses or something.
Ooh, that'd be tight.
Cool? That'd be tight. And a poster. I've seen some feedback that people are like, oh, no new costume this year. I feel like, what did we have last year? We didn't have a costume last year either. We had 2 minions and 3 housing items.
Yeah, last year's felt lame, I think. I don't think I was happy with the prizes with last year's stuff. 2017,
we got the werewolf outfit.
Yeah. But we're getting one in patch 5.1. The dungeon gear is a werewolf outfit.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, 2016, we got that, like, Dracula shirt cape.
And that one's good. Yeah.
Minion. Yeah, that one actually, because that one's dyeable. I've seen it used very cute. Let's see, 2015. Oh, 2015, we got that witch outfit, that purple.
Yeah, is that the where did we get the spooky? Didn't we get tights at one time? Maybe I'm thinking of the Christmas tights.
I'm going. I'm to 2014 now, so let me scroll to. I like it that they. Oh yeah, there was eerie tights in 2014.
Okay,
that was also a witch outfit. I've actually used this and this was
the purple one too. Or the other one because there's like
the other one.
The other
this
one.
was the other one. This is the black and purple one.
Yeah.
Black with this purple accents one. Oh, this had the bat tattoo. I don't remember even how you got that. Oh, and this had barding. I liked that. 2013. We're going back in time now. I forgot how much cool art there was for these things.
Yeah, and if you'll recall, patch 2.1 was centered around Halloween. The text or the font that was used for that for that patch was Halloween themed, and I'm trying to think of what even the name of patch 2.1 was. Patch 2.1, but it's A Realm Awoken, but it was spooky. The font
Yep,
was
yep.
spooky.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Oh, that's when they put in the first installment of the Crystal Tower raids. Oh, my goodness. Good King Moogle You have selected Regicide on the properties of Primals.
Is this the beginning of the nerfs to some of those dungeons? Did we get?
I can't remember, man.
Is this where they removed the flies from Amdapor or anything? Yeah, Dapper Keep. Enemy HP and strength has been reduced. The number of enemies in the instance has been reduced. The number of Allegan Tomestones of Mythology received from the final boss has been reduced from 40 to 30. Time limit has been shortened from 120 minutes to 90 minutes.
Yeah, that was kind of... Yeah, that was the first of
Guys, we've been dumbing down the game since 2.1. You people want to nerf the game into the ground. They've been nerfing it since taking the flies away from the wall boss. We had this conversation... Recently, he was in the Discord or something because somebody was talking about I'm Dapper Keep and
oh yeah, I think it was I can't remember now. We have people who are still we have people who have recently just made it all the way through 2.0 all the way through the end now, and have I think put their nose into Savage even now a little bit. So it's very fun. It's kind of fun actually listening to her thoughts on things and responses to things, and the fact that a lot of us who are older players who started when 2.0 rolled out, you didn't always finish Dapper Keep when you went in with a group of 3 friends. I mean, maybe my friends are terrible or maybe I am, but it was hard. Now I get it. They took the hard content and put it somewhere else, but dungeons are now just like, soulless loot tunnels. You just run for tomes now. But, all right. But yes, All Saints Wake will be back soon. You posted this next one in here, Ruby.
Yeah, this was from about a week ago, but this was announced, and it kicked off some speculation, so I'll just read it and let your mind speculate what it could mean. But this was reported by IGN. This was on October 2nd. Crossplay on PlayStation 4 is now available for all developers to use in their games. So we've seen Microsoft and Nintendo recently work together, I think, because of Fortnite. It was all cross-platform. They were posting images of the green and the red next to each other in a friendly relationship. And then the memes came out where it was the green, the red, and then the blue. And the blue is like, fuck you, no way. And we've heard the stuff about it's Microsoft that keeps 14 off of the Xbox things. So people were speculating that this might maybe a push for, since PlayStation might work with Xbox to do other games, maybe this we'll see 14 on Xbox before terribly long or something. I'm not saying that that's necessarily the case, but if that's something they could do, just think of the number of people that would jump onto 14.
Yeah. There are people who only play Xbox, and it would be really cool to be able to get them to come play with us.
Yeah. And then this is not posted in here, but I'll just allude to this and be as brief, is all that Blizzard shit that's been happening over the Hong Kong, China. If you haven't tuned into that, go look it up. I don't even know how I feel about it. I've read some stuff on it, and I'm like, I'm not here to comment about what's right or wrong or whatever.
But it's definitely been an issue.
But I'm seeing where I'm coming to is I've seen a lot of people say, fuck Blizzard, play 14. So you may get an influx, or we may get an influx of more players who are canceling their classic WoW or playing, or at least devoting more time to Final Fantasy 14. Who knows? But that's the thing. So,
yep, I would not be surprised if we get a wave of new players who want to play an MMO but are not going to support Blizzard anymore. All right, what's Untapped? Developers blog and tracker. Now, I don't think we had any blog, but looks we've got 3 blogs, I mean. I can't speak good. A symphonic rap report. Oh, what do we got here? It is Volton from the community team, Final Fantasy XIV Orchestra Concert 2019 Eorzean Symphony was held in Japan on September 21st and 22nd. And they're giving us a rundown of the event. Wow, that's a beautiful, big convention hall.
It's beautiful.
Yep. Yep, they've got a picture of the entrance. Similar to a certain high-level instance dungeon, much of the convention hall interior was pure white. Good thing the floors weren't the same color. Oh, my God. Oh my God. It's so funny when they do stuff like that, because I'm like, oh, they do read our messages.
Yep.
Yep. There was also an enormous stained glass window directing the sun's rays into the crowd below. That's pretty cool. They had like a message board with song recommendations from the development team. See below for translations of each message. So Yoshi P said songs of salt and suffering. When I would log in and aimlessly wander about, I'd always find myself in the locks, listening to this song. Laughs.
I do like the music in the locks.
Yeah. Soken likes Painted Red, the main melody of Stormblood, which was used all over the place. And not again. I highly recommend listening to the part of the Stormblood trailer where it transitions from the Kugane cityscape to the Stormblood theme. Cool. So, let's see. Toshio Morochi liked The Measure of Our Reach. I remember when I first heard this in Yoshi P's office, I mentioned, this sure sounds like a national anthem, to which he replied, that's because it is a national anthem. The song amazed me because it showed a number of different genres that Soken and Sound Team could produce music for.
That's good old Foxclawn, by the way.
Yep. Koji Fox says, once again, there was nothing but amazing tracks in this selection, but if I had to pick one, it would be The Measure of Our Reach. I mean, you may have sung a national anthem countless times throughout their lives, but very rarely do you have an opportunity to actually write one. Laughs. May you enjoy the pressure of an authoritarian regime and the absolute nationalism conveyed through this song.
Wow. I can sing my own national anthem if I want to do that.
Oh my goodness. Main scenario writer Minari Oda says, Tsukiyomi's pain. You can viscerally experience the life of this person, named Yoyatsu, through this medley. Just listen to it and allow the emotions to flow. The main scenario writer, Natsuko Ishikawa, she says, Crystal Tower medley. I'm taking this opportunity to recommend the same song I did 2 years ago. It was listed as Out of the Labyrinth during the 2017 concert. But this time, it's the Crystal Tower medley, so I'm looking forward to how it has changed. As a side note, the Japanese name for the 5.0 main scenario quest, A Digging We Will Go, was a reference to the 2017 song title. I felt the reference was fitting since Out of the Labyrinth plays during the quest. I hope that today's performance will become a precious memory in your future. Oh, someone like Serenity, someone like Triumph, another Songs of Salt and Suffering. Go read these. There's a lot of them. But there seems to be a theme. Oh, someone likes From the Heavens. I actually like that one, too. Yeah. Another From the Heavens. I like the drawings on some of these.
They're cute. That Omega's cute.
Very cute. Omega and the Crystal Tower, A New Hope and Ultima, Tsukiyomi's Pain, Scale and Steel. Another one for Serenity. An Open Box. Which one is that?
I don't recognize an open box. The Ruby Sea theme. Okay.
Okay. All right. Then they have a lot of next to the message board were the artworks of the various patches from A Realm Reborn all the way to Shadowbringers. These are beautiful framed pieces of art. Wow. Nice. And then the gorgeous flower displays were generous gifts from our Warriors of Light and affiliates. Thank you very much. Flowers must be a bigger thing in Japan than here. We basically use flowers for funerals and weddings.
I feel, but maybe like the opera. You know, you throw roses on stage at the opera, something like that.
These are quite pretty. And then let's see, they have a pamphlet. Their pamphlet's like a book.
It's beautiful.
That's not a pamphlet. That's a little hardcover book.
That's really nice.
Yeah. And then they have the
they're selling you shit.
selling you shit, and they have staff, and they're selling you shit. I saw this music box. I have a thing for music box, guys.
This is a cute music box.
I really have a thing for... My grandma had music boxes scattered around her house, and I loved winding them up and opening the covers and listening to the songs, and I own the 2 little music boxes that I keep thinking I should revisit woodworking and see if I can make an actual box to put the music box in. This one's adorable. It's got the little conductor Moogle, and it moves around. Someone was like giving them away in a contest on Twitter. I almost entered, but I didn't. So, Moogle conductor music box. It's adorable. All right, and they played New Hope, Serenity, Ultima, Heavensward Heroes, Dragon Song, Scale and Steel, Crystal Tower medley. Nice. Oh, they had Susan Calloway to sing Dragon Song. I think I knew that, though.
Yeah.
Part 2 was The Measure of Our Reach, Triumph, Revolution, Song of Salt and Suffering, Painted Red, Tsukuyomi's Pain, The Open Box, From the Heavens. Yoshi P singing.
Yeah.
And the choir there. Oh, they're doing the salute. A Measure of Our Reach, the Anthem of the Garland Emperor. Very cool. Susan Calloway came back to sing Revolutions.
Awesome.
The main part of Painted Red was performed by Kinya Sogawa. Cool. Looks like a nice concert. Oh my god. Just so I can get the whatever it is out again. Yeah, you get that back out, huh?
This is amazing. Oh. All of this is great.
Mm-hmm. They did an encore with A World Apart, The Worm's Tale, and question mark. I have to scroll down now and see what that question mark thing is about. They had another standing ovation. Let's see.
I guess Invincible, huh? Is that it?
Is it
Showed Emmett
Invincible?
Selke's start another uprising after Invincible.
Oh, they did. Okay, so we have Emmett Selk on the screen. The orchestra. Oh, the orchestra played Invincible while the screen showed Emmett Selk. He's extremely popular on social media, and this may have started another uprising.
So hold on, I'm Invincible is on the soundtrack that just came out. The Shadowbringers one. Oh yeah, that's Hades. That's Hades battle
Hades,
music.
right?
Yeah. Great song.
Cool. I love that song, honestly. I always have. Cool. Very cool. Looks like a nice event. All right, another blog post. Interfacing the future. I haven't read any of these, sorry. Volton's back, and they recently broadcast the 54th installment of the live letter, and we have a glamour dresser update. This stuff is nice. So you can hide items that are registered as part of your gear sets, so you can just not see stuff that you're already using, I guess.
Finally.
And then I like this one. Display only items that can be equipped on your character's current race and gender. I have some male equipment from, I can't remember what.
I do from Little Ladies. I did a gender
Little
swap
Ladies
or something.
Day. Yeah, I have got some male stuff. And then, so I'd like to not have to see that. And display only items that can be equipped by the selected class or job. That's the one I'm going to be the most happy for. I don't want to, if I'm working on a white mage glamour plate, I don't want to see stuff I can't wear. So I am so excited, actually, to have this option. What else? They may not be the biggest changes, but the organization methods are sure to spark joy.
That's a Marie Kondo reference.
That's a Marie Kondo reference. Duty Finder / Raid Finder update. Moving on to the Duty Finder Raid Finder updates. Notice anything new about the image below? That's right, you'll be able to view your average item level directly on the Duty Finder window. But that's not all. The settings have been revamped, and all options are now displayed in one section. People are still terrified of the Duty Finder and I'm setting up a party finder too, so that's not a part of this, but So yeah, you'll be able to see all the settings in one place. That's good.
And disable echo.
And you can disable
apparently
the
new.
echo. Yeah. My husband, well, and I do it too. You go in, you just like unclick the echo. Because I don't usually want to get echoed through things. You're probably thinking by the 12, why would I ever do that? Well, there's been rumors that this feature may be helpful for blue mages. But we'll have to wait and see how. Emote updates, you can now sort them by name. Thank you, because Jesus. Let's see. Have you ever been in a regretful situation where a friend emoted you but you didn't notice? You can now get a sound that shows that sound. You can set a sound when someone emotes you. That's okay. I can handle that. I have had that happen where I'm just like dealing with retainer. What sucks though is if I'm like dealing with retainers and someone does /wave at me, even if a little dinger goes off, I still have to back out all the way out of those menus to emote back, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't like that. I'm just saying. Just saying. Anyway, but I don't mind them giving us the option to have a sound. And there's more improvements being planned, but that's all they can cover for today. Good deal. Nice to know they continue. I like that our patches have a little bit of everything almost every time. They don't wait to have the UI patch or the whatever patch. It's a little bit. I'm assuming they have different teams working on stuff. So, ensembles assemble.
Yeah.
Rudrina says, ready to perform with my harp equipped. They mentioned it in the live letter, so we are getting more performance features. The additions will not only appease seasoned performers, blah, blah, blah. So, ensemble mode. Latency, this is when you're having latency issues and you want to sync up with the other people for a performance. So, there's a little screenshot here that lets you do some settings, I assume.
Mm-hmm. You can select it for yourself, for all members. It's, again, like you said, it allows you to overcome that latency. To avoid the problem, you can select either one of the settings when performing an ensemble. All members, which plays all party members' sounds, including your own, or self-only, which means you'll only hear your own instrument. You can use the metronome as well in that.
Metronome's cool.
Yeah, I actually was impressed with the metronome part. I can see this as, Soken teaches piano. and you can plug your shit in there and then use the metronome and go off. But they're putting a lot of work into this. Again, this is something like Mahjong or some of the other features that I just really don't use. I'm not upset
it's
that
not for me.
I'm not upset that other people do it. I try not to get on that but my development time was wasted on this.
Why aren't you spending it on content?
You could have done Eggy Glamours, but instead. So I don't get too bent out of shape about this. Just as long as there's content coming, which there's lots of content. I don't mind stuff like that, and it's better than the shit in the gold saucer, than putting, a whole. I'm sorry to that guy. I'm so sorry to that whoever developed that. The making the minions fight each other in the.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Lord
Yeah.
of Verminion.
Lord of Verminion.
That's again another thing, but. They seem to have development time. I'm assuming this is someone must be into this. I've never really heard an outcry from the player base in English anyway, saying we need more. So they're adding new instrument sounds: trumpet, trombone, tuba, horn, sax.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really play Final Fantasy to play in a band, but I also don't play Final Fantasy to play Mahjong. But I don't mind if they're going to spend dev resources as long as we continue to have our expected content updates, and we seem to be. I mean, we did get reduced a little bit. It was an expansion ago or whatever. They're like, we're not going to give you so many dungeons. Well, we have so many dungeons that, honestly, it doesn't really... At first I was like, but my content. But then it's like, but they're interesting to run once, and then they're just in your roulette now. So don't mind that they add stuff. And it is fun to see performances happen. So, This next one, too, was talked about in the live letter. We covered it a little bit. Additional performance assistance features. I want to try performance, but I don't know how to play without a music sheet. No worries. The new feature's just for you. Selecting a song in Performance Assist will display some helpful information for learning to ace your song.
There you go.
First, the button you need to press along will be highlighted. So this is like play along. Yep. I have an electronic piano that has kind of the same thing. Bought it years ago when kids were taking piano lessons. And it would light up what button you're supposed to hit next, or what key you're supposed to hit next. And you could learn to play that way. So I'm assuming that's kind of what's going on here. The buttons for timing with these colorful icons above, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, so someone's like, wait a minute, is this a rhythm game now?
Wait for it. I mean, why not?
Why
expect
not?
this in the Gold Saucer. You can play, what's it, the at rhythm or DDR or something.
Well, and don't get me wrong, I like me some music. I'm not good at them, but I've bought the Final Fantasy music games.
Oh, I love the at rhythm.
The extra songs, right? I'm terrible at them, but I enjoy them. So anyway, so it's I gave it a try. Oh, I had forgotten about this. It's like reliving the Starlight Choir all over again. Ensemble mode and performance assist bring large changes to the performance feature in patch 5.1.
Hey, speaking of Starlight, did you get your CD? Did you get your album that you ordered, the Shadowbringers soundtrack?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got my Shadowbringers.
Did you listen to it?
No, it's still in its plastic.
Oh,
I haven't even registered the code.
Oh my goodness.
I
Well,
don't even have my minion.
Well, on that soundtrack is the music from Starlight. It has Starlight Starbright, and it also has Starlight Not Right. It's got both.
Oh my god! Actually, I had forgotten about that, and I'm terrible. And again, I enjoy rhythm games. I'm terrible at them. That was fun. I like that they just kind of let themselves go crazy and give us events. You know, some people were complaining in our Discord that they're kind of over the whole Haunted Mansion thing. So, you know, are we getting it again this year or whatever? But I kind of like it. I wouldn't mind if my only wish would be, and we've said it on the show multiple times, I wish they would give us what we had this year, what we had last year, and build on it instead of, you know, so we could, like, if you have a favorite, you could either do what's new this year, or you could run the Haunted Mansion again, or you could run the, you know, for Valentine's Day, you could do different events. Well, 'cause there was, like, one of the summer events had, like, some, like, cool little mini games, and those never came back. And I wish they would.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let us move on. Do you want to take some shots?
Let's take some shots.
Take some shots.
So, this is a small post it's not a negative one. I found this on the official forums, and this was about commendations. And so the title is, Should Commendations Be Revised? Is from Jojo Ya. And I'll read the suggestion. And I kind of want to give my suggestion, then get your feedback, Yelta, and then, you know, listeners, if you have suggestions. Considering, reading here, should this be revised? Considering the current discussion about the role commendations play in mentor eligibility and somewhat random way many players choose to assign commendations, does the commendation system need to be revised? For the new player, the first exposure to commendations is the active help window. And they go into some detail about that. But they go deeper into the vagueness of the term positive impression. There's an ending comment on the final page about it can pay to be nice, but no specific information about rewards or its role for mentor eligibility. It can be awkward when you think more than one person in the group deserves a commendation, or a person you wanted to give it to leaves the group before you can assign it. Mm-hmm. I suspect it's fairly rare a commendation is given because somebody thinks the recipient would make a good mentor. The random way we're able to assign commendations has likely contributed to the number of bad mentors and the poor reputation of the system. Does the system need to be changed? I think there's a suggestion here. I think while the current commendations could stay as it is for achievement-based rewards, a separate commendation system should be added for those that want to become or are already mentors. Have players who wish to become a mentor register with the Smith At the end of an instance duty, a second notice could appear in any groups with a mentor or mentor applicant, asking players if they feel like they did a good job. A yes response would add a special commendation. A no would have no effect. Players who queue with that mentor applicant would not get the second notice, as we're unable to assign current commendations to those we queue with. So that's a good suggestion. There were others that gave suggestions. I know, and I hate to bring them up again, Blizzard, Overwatch. Overwatch changed something with and I don't know how long ago it was. I watched Senna play it, my wife, and she gives commendations at the end of every match. And it used to be just like clicked on people's names or something, but it's got 3 things at the bottom, like good teammate, and there's a couple of other options. Mm-hmm. And yeah. I would like to see like put up a score screen at the end of the dungeons, make it more like, you finished and like put all the names up and, be like, I don't know, this kind of goes in tandem with like, giving you an A score or a B score or something like your DPS was a C. So if you can imagine, like it pops up your name and it's like bars come across like DPS healing this, and it's like, who would you like to give your commendation to? But forget all that DPS bullshit. I just mean like it'd be nice if you could give the commendation, or you could give, and I hate to say a negative commendation because I don't really. I know that system could be abused.
I wish there was some way I could give a thumbs down, and maybe not a direct commendation, but like if the guy got, Bob the Fighter was just an asshole in every single thing he ran in. If he got enough thumbs down, not a actual report to, whatever. It's just he was unpleasant to play with. I do wish, for every 10 thumbs down, maybe it would, like, do something.
Yeah, maybe something. I mean, like, even if it doesn't erode your commendations, put something Final Fantasy-esque, like, Queen Braun was not impressed with your performance. Something like that. Some didn't, was not impressed with your tone or attitude or something. I'm sure those things would be abused, and they'll never put anything negative. It's why Twitter doesn't put a thumbs down, and Facebook doesn't do a dislike or any of that stuff. So, but it would be nice to give a different type of commendation, or make the commendations feel like it actually is going toward the mentor system instead of just like, oh, I like healers. Here's a commendation, because that's usually what happens. Healers and tanks eat it all. If I play a DPS in a dungeon, I always give it to the other DPS because I know we get fucked.
I give it to the other DPS a lot unless I can tell that they've just been standing there being dumb. Or whatever, or, if I count really fast and I can see that, I don't commend the highest DPS or whatever, but if I can tell they just barely pushed buttons the entire time, no, you're not getting my commendation. But that's not fair, I guess, I absolutely wish I could give a commendation after the fact, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes people leave so quickly and I'm like, but that was an amazing tank. I was not stressed to heal at all, and they, rotated cooldowns and pulled groups efficiently, and, I sometimes wish I could give commendations to more than one person, too.
Sure.
So, being able to, because you can see who you played with. That's now something on there now, on our UI. When you leave a dungeon, you can pull it up and see what are the last whatever people I played with. I wish I could give a commendation there.
Yeah, there's a lot of suggestions very similar to the ones you're talking about. I've seen give a longer duration of when you can give them the commendation. I'm seeing here being able to do more than one person, but they understand why, because it'd be lopsided. Maybe you get X number of commendations per week and you divvy them up the way you want to. There's just, I don't know, but tying it to the mentor system makes commendations have more weight. But then commendations don't feel like they have any weight to begin with. So tying into that system, just it's putting weight on a system that shouldn't have terribly much weight because there's no negative consequence to it. If something's weighed, like you're giving a job to somebody, we're saying a mentor is a step above the normal player, right? I mean, is that what we're saying? A mentor is a step above just your average Joe player. They're able to help. They're able to do things. Well, I don't promote I've been a manager. I don't promote somebody even to an arbitrary bullshit title, not even more money, like, hey, you're going to be the chief stapler officer today and you're going to control all stuff, whatever bullshit title I give somebody. But even to give a bullshit title that has not really much meaning and then say like, well, a mentor has weight, so we're giving this meaningless system weight. Well, now you got to make the meaningless system mean something, and that's what these posts are about. That's why people are confused. How can we make commendations mean more than the bullshit it already is?
Yeah, it's hard because I feel like on one hand, commendation should just be a compliment. Good job, right? Not really voting up or down, just being like, hey, you did good. But I could type, hey, you did good. But then they tie it to the mentor system, like you said, and now these internet points affect the character, but there's no way to take them away. Mm-hmm. And I know, and part of me is like, yes, somebody could abuse it, but somebody could abuse anything,
right?
I guess I don't know. I don't think it's a very good. It's not a very good system the way it is now.
Well, and I'm going to read this one. I like this comment because I think this gets to the heart of it, because it goes back to the original poster's comment. It's vague what they mean by positive impression. This was by CTCC42. It says, I think it should remain vague. No matter what people are told to commend people for, people are still going to give them for whatever reason they want. In some cases, it'll be because they didn't read the blurb about them. In other cases, it'll be just because they don't care. Some people will do as they're told, but changing the instructions is just going to give those people false impression that their own lack of accommodations is in some way indicative of poor play, when it could be because no one likes their name and glamour. The comm system is just fine. What is broken is the mentor system. It's the presentation of mentors as knowledgeable and experienced, which should change. Some mentors know their stuff. Some mentors want to be helpful. A small number just want prestige. And some want to help but really don't know all that much or play any better than the others. As long as players are told that a symbol by somebody's name indicates they know their stuff, Twitter is going to cause problems. Every time a player fails a mechanic, stands in bad, or plays their role in a way that is different to how someone else plays it, the person with the icon, Twitter, is going to attract more attention and judgment than someone without the icon. Expectations created by the icon generate jealousy, resentment, and negativity. What we need to do is stop calling mentors and start calling them helpers. We also need to stop describing them as examples to emulate and start describing them as people choosing to wear an icon to let people know they'd like to help and answer questions. Finally, we need to remove restrictions on who can wear said icon. If it's not exclusive, then there's no reason for people to believe that people are wearing it to satisfy their vanity.
Oh, so they just took away the fact that it was any sort of achievement whatsoever, that maybe people wouldn't wear it if they're not really helpful.
And here's the final thought. The commendation system is fine as it is. It's the presentation of the mentor system that needs adjustment. I got to give a like to that, because I firmly, that goes back to the symbol. That goes back to feeling like it's prestigious to be a mentor. Man, I'm not trying to get religious. There's an old adage in the Bible about two guys that go into a church, and one stands up and talks about how great they gave money to the poor and all this other stuff, and another guy bends his knees and is just humbly grateful for the little things he has in life. And who does God give his blessings to, And of course somebody'd say, like, well, of course not the pompous asshole or whatever that's going to do stuff, because, we all want to help those that are meek and want to, and aren't pompous and show-offs and all this other stuff, especially about their righteousness or how great they are or how good I am at a dungeon and I've cleared all the savage content and everything. So what Mentor Crown should be is a helper, somebody that wants to do something for other people, not somebody who stands in a synagogue and says, I am the greatest mentor, I will help you all, and something political in the in the novice network, because that's not where it belongs. So stop it, mentors. It's not where that crap belongs. Anyway.
Well, and I think the mentor system is completely flawed. And then I also think that maybe the introduction of maybe a couple more mentor types, not just PvE, maybe like I am a master raider. If you maybe that may be actually giving, but then I don't know, how do you measure that, or do you measure that, and without being able to give feedback on a mentor or report them, or there's no way to take away a crown.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know how to fix it, and I think there are some things that could be done, and a lot of those posts have things that I think would help. But I don't know. I got no answers. Oh, but that is it, man. I think we are done.
Yeah. All right.
All right. It is closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. You can find links to all of our episodes and blog posts on our website, www.gtffxiv.com. While you're there, please leave us a comment. And if you'd like to, you can support us by clicking the donation button. You can find us on Twitter at GTFFXIV. Email us at gtffxiv@gmail.com. Please rate us. Personal plugs, Ruby.
Yes, you can find me on Twitter at Rubicon Vale, RubiconVale.
And you can find me on Twitter at Yeltasumasu, YELTASUMASU. As always, thanks for listening, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.